But there was a part in here about how our ability to be close to Christ and to be Christians has to be communal. That if you're doing it alone, it's a really rough road, you know, to not have someone else to pray with, to not have someone else to be in service to have to give yourself to someone else by, you know, all our lives are busy, but we need to learn how to serve others, right? Whether we're Christians or not. But this part is specifically about how our salvation or our Christian experience needs to be in a circle of people that are like-minded believers. And so this was an excerpt that he wrote in here that he took from C.S. Lewis. And so Timothy Keller's comment is, you can't live the Christian life without a band of Christian friends. And this is what he wrote, what C.S. Lewis, actually I guess it's his intro, but what C.S. Lewis wrote after this. So Keller wrote, C.S. Lewis was part of a famous circle of friends called the Inklings, is what they called themselves, which included J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm probably killing this. Am I killing this? The author of The Lord of the Rings, which I thought was fascinating. C.S. Lewis and Lord of the Rings do buds, right? And also the author Charles Williams, who died unexpectedly after World War II in his book, in World War II. In his book, The Four Loves, Lewis wrote a striking meditation on his death in an essay entitled Friendship. So I want to get what your perspective is on this after I read this little bit. Okay, it'll just take a minute. Viewers, ponder. Here we go. In each of my friends, there is something that only some other friend can fully bring out. By myself, I am not large enough to call the whole man into activity. I want other lights than my own to show all his facets. Now that Charles, which is his friend, is dead, I shall never again see Ronald's reaction to a specifically Charles joke. Far from having more of Ronald, having him to myself now that Charles is away, I have less of Ronald. In this, friendship exhibits a glorious nearness by resemblance to heaven itself, where the very multitude of the blessed, which no man can number, increases the fruition which each of us has of God. For every soul, seeing him in her own way, doubtless communicates that unique vision to all the rest. That, says an old author, is why the seraphim in Isaiah's vision are crying, holy, holy, holy to one another. The more we thus share the heavenly bread between us, the more we shall have. And so that's the little quote that he uses, but I love the concept of now that this one friend is gone, it's not, you know, like if we had a third friend here, right? So say we've got Judy here or Shelley here, you know.
Those are fictitious names.
Yes. If they were gone, I would have more of your time, but I would have less of who you are, because I experience you in a community, in a circle of friends, right? We also experience each other one-on-one, but the fullness of who you are as my friend is also experienced through how Judy affects this friendship and how Shelley affects this friendship and, you know, all of our friends, right? And I just thought, what great, you know, C.S. Lewis, he's smart.
Smart guy. And about friends. Guys don't know about friends.
Smart. I mean, that's because he's an author.
Yeah.
No, he's forced to think deep.
I'm sure someone brought that out.
Yeah.
No, I think that is great.
Don't you love that? Because, I mean, I think we all have a different friendship experience. You know, some people are really drawn to one person. That's their sole friend for their whole entire lives. And I'm not saying in any way that there's anything wrong with that. But I think if you're lucky enough to create even a small circle, even a third person that is a part of that circle, then I think you're blessed in ways that you can't totally be blessed with two.
So you should have a trinity friendship.
Yes.
See? I'm deep.
I never even thought of that, the Trinity. Isn't that interesting? So we see more of maybe who Jesus is by understanding how the Holy Spirit and how God the Father interact with him. Whoa! Love it! That's kind of a Shaq moment, isn't it?
I know. Yeah.
Actually, that kind of brings full circle some of the
stuff from the Shack.
the stuff from the book The Shack, which is another book we need to talk about at some point on here because it's good.
Yeah, it's a great read. Great read.
I don't know how we talk about The Shack without revealing really important parts of it that people should really only read, right?
No,
for themselves.
I think there's probably some parts that you could talk about in there that just like affected you, or you had a little bit of an aha, or that's an interesting twist on how I never thought of it like that. There was a lot of those times for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I thought were great.
That's true. That's the beauty of a book.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gets the noggin moving.
Gets you thinking. Totally. No, but I like that about friends because they, it's important to have friendships though because they bring out every aspect of who you are.
They do, and without people who actually think about it, like how he thought about it.
Right.
That's a whole new window open in my head that now I think about whenever I'm with people. I think, oh, that's so true, that there's a side to John, my husband, that I only see when he's with our kids.
Right. Right.
That it doesn't come out with other people, right? It's only when he's with them.
Right.
And that part endears him so much to me.
Right.
Because that's just something so special and sacred to their relationship.
Right.
That I get to be, a part of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that is so special to just him, or to him and them. And if it were just John and I,
you'd never see
we
that.
could still have a wonderful, full relationship, but I would never see that little bit.
Right.
Because I wouldn't be the one to inspire that to come out.
Right.
Love
but sometimes
that.
you're like a kid.
I am often like a child.